Come on, my sirens. Come on, my peoples. Okay? I've seen too many signs and synchronicities today. All right? Spirit is speaking to us. Now, I set an intention. I ask that the ones that are meant to hear this message come through. All right? Because this message is a very special message for people who need to hear, for people who are already at that level they're supposed to be at. I did receive a divine download or a divine channel, all right? And this is only for people who know, who've experienced what you know, all right? See, I don't need to go into detail because the ones that I'm talking to already know the truth. You are truth speakers. You are earth angels. You are way showers. You are star seeds. You are indigo children. You need to look deep into your astrology and the origin of where you're from. Okay? Because different star seeds have different traits. And from what I'm understanding from Spirit, your assignments could be based on that. Now, you may have multiple assignments that you've already completed in this life. All right? And this particular one, now, I'm going to be straight up. Those of you who experienced something different on 11/12 after you came through the 11/11 portal, that next day, for most of us, left us feeling as if we had wings, as if we grew wings overnight. Somebody that I am talking to, or somebody's, have felt this. Hit double tap on there to acknowledge that you are one of those. See, this live is not for people to just sit back and listen. This live is for those who have been called. And if you resonate with this, you need to stand tall in that knowledge, in that feeling, and not be afraid to say, yes, I am a starseed. Yes, I am an earth angel. Hit that double tap so that I know that we are resonating, that I know that I'm speaking to my fellow soul fam, okay? My soul tribe. Hello, everybody. This is Shay Siren, Call of the Siren. I also have a YouTube page called Call of Siren that I'm building up right now. So if y'all miss any readings on here, you can always go there. But it's not all about readings. I do more than that. God uses me through divination, okay? There's different ways He shows the way that His Spirit acts through me. And this is for the serious. It can be for the curious too. But not just curious in a sense that this is a form of entertainment for you. This is for those people who want to enhance their knowledge on their journey. This is serious. This is for those of you who are seeking to find your soul tribe, to rise in your elevation, to rise in your knowledge. Now, being spiritual is taking you up to higher levels of understanding. Go back in some of my videos. I just talked about a book called The Earth Book. Hearth Book. Hearth. And that is spitting some very Gnostic, esoteric, out of this world knowledge. A lot of us have already came to these conclusions in our head without the mathematical equations involved. We just know. But the way that this book sets out is setting it out in ways that you understand, that you can visualize. Now, I don't know if there are some people here who resonate with sacred geometry in a sense of, many of y'all notice this. People who follow me know that I use this when I'm channeling the divine and answering questions, yes or no, from the divine. Okay? Notice the spiral. Most of the things in this world has this spiral sequence called the Fibonacci sequence. Now, it's too much right now to go into in depth about the sequence, but this is what the Hierophant level is about. And a lot of us are coming into that because we've gone through this portal. We're on a total different timeline, and we are experiencing a time in life where we can enjoy the moment. We can enjoy the blessings. A lot of us are feeling lighter. We're feeling at peace. We have such a profound stillness. Okay? Somebody say, if this is resounding with you, let me know. Because this is a give and take. This just isn't you sitting here listening to what I'm saying. This is a give and take. Because I'm talking to people who are on this, that are in alignment with spirit. And those are the ones that I'm focusing on today. I need y'all, the ones that are here who are in alignment with spirit, to interact, to comment, to talk about your experience. Because if we can't come together, we are all connected, okay? This is the collective consciousness, all right? There are some of you right now in this energy that are. I don't even have to ask spirit. I feel that energy. So if you're in this group of people right now listening to what I'm saying, I'm asking that you interact. Do not be shy, because being part of the collective does not involve standing back on your power. Okay? You've been through too much. You've been through too much battles not to speak now. God is saying it's time for you to stand up in your power and claim that shit. Okay? Claim that shit. And I don't cuss like that normally, but the spirit is hitting hard right now. All right? Because it's so many of us who are at that, you're like right on the edge. You know what's going on, but you might not want to speak out loud about it. This is the time. There is a fire in my belly, and God is telling me to speak, and I know He's putting that same fire in y'all. I know He's telling y'all to stand up and don't worry about anybody else got to say. It don't matter anymore, because we know the truth. We know who we are, and we're going to stand on that shit 10 toes down. Now, I am invigorated with spirit right now. I have so much to tell, to say, but this is not going to just be put out there to people who are not understanding. There are people who are just here for entertainment. This is not entertainment. This is serious. Okay? So right now, like I said, I need those of you who resonate with this to start speaking out, to start speaking your truth, to start acknowledging, hey, Shay, yeah, I'm going through that too. Yes, Shay, this is what I'm experiencing too, because this is a give and take. And now Spirit is at the point where, yes, we're in this whole collective mind, but all of us need to start interacting. We all need to come together. There's this great call for this. I put out something every day. And I don't care what people got to say. I've been called a witch. Okay? I've been told that I'm into demonic things. That's because people have a closed mindset. If you are not ready, your mind cannot contain these spiritual truths. And when God starts unlocking DNA of his chosen people, you have no choice but to speak, and to speak loud and mean that. You can't get so involved in things that are happening to you now. God is telling you to let go, release, and let that shit go. Okay? Because you can't move forward looking backwards. You want to move forward, right? You want to come into all these blessings, right? You want to see the sun shine, right? How can you do that being obsessed with the things that happened to you in life in the past? How can you? You're so self-absorbed in that you can't get past those blocks. And we've been through the shadow work. A lot of you have. And when you go through and you come out on the other side of this portal, it's time to know that you come into a time of completion, and it's time to let go and enjoy the gifts that God is slowly giving to you. He sees that gratitude and self-love and nourishment, and then you're giving permission to say, hey, I'm ready for this. I'm ready to take on all this newfound glory that you're sending my way. Because what God needs for you to do today, he's financing for tomorrow. Okay? You can't be afraid. You got to conquer fear. You got to conquer fear. Am I going to do a yes, no? Yeah. But should that be all that you're concerned about? Knowing what's going to happen next in life? I mean, ask yourself. I'm calling out now. Spirit told me to come on here and call out not only y'all, but call out myself, because I acknowledge the areas in my life where I need to improve, release, let go, enjoy the blessings that God has bestowed upon me. Because I know so much more is coming. So much more. Y'all know that? Those of you who know that, it is nothing just to double tap this screen so I could see that it is resounding with somebody. It takes nothing to leave a comment. It takes nothing for us to interact with each other. I look at other people's pages. I listen to other people's lives, and I'm sure to give them something back in a comment, letting them know that, hey, I'm resounding with this. Yes, I'm going through this too. And thank you for bringing this up, because now I don't feel so alone. I mean, y'all, come on. What are you here for? What do you want to hear? What were you hoping for? See, I am my authentic self. I am not here to put on a show. God told me I am here to let people know, to raise the vibration, to talk some real shit. And that's what I'm doing. Any knowledge I come across, I pass it on. And I ask y'all to go and research that, to educate yourself. Because in education becomes greater wealth. Wealth is just not about money, honey. You are already spiritually rich if you let God touch you. You already there. I ain't here, and I ain't knocking nobody else because everybody else had their vibe, but y'all know my vibe. Y'all never know what I'm gonna do. I could come on here with purple hair, spitting rap. I could come on here with green hair, doing some serious ass poetry. And I could come on here doing the oracle cards, spitting prophecy, telling dreams. I go wherever the spirit leads, and I stand 10 toes down on that. I'm letting God use me. And that's what each and every one of y'all who know and heard the call should be doing. Now, for those of you who are here, welcome, and you haven't followed me, and you don't know how I speak and how I move, this is me. This is my authentic me. Okay? This is who I will always be. And I am a true speaker. And I don't care if it's something that, sometimes you can say things that trigger. But if you're living in a glass house, how can God touch you? If every little thing you hear triggers you, that means you still got some soul searching to do. You still got some blocks to undo, some knots to untie. And that's what this spiritual work is about, because God can't use you if you let every little thing trip you up. How can you be a soldier? Huh? How can you march and do the spiritual warfare and succeed in the spiritual warfare that God got us walking the path on? We are all one. Whether it's 144,000, whether it's the earth angels, star seeds, whatever, we all have different purposes, but it all ends up circling back to the same. There's so much knowledge that God is downloading into our brains. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. But we have our spirit team that always look out for us. They will never give us anything more than what we can bear. Believe that. That's truth. And some things it may feel like you can't accept because it's too surreal. And you're like, man, this is the junk I see in fantasy movies. No, honey. This is some real shit. This is some real serious stuff. This is not fantasy. This is not a movie. And this is not for entertainment. This is for a purpose. That we are marching steady and strong. We are God's soldiers, and we have a purpose, and there's some stuff about to go down that we need to be prepared for. And if you feel like you can't stand in that, you may need to step back and continue to do some shadow work and gain your strength and pray and meditate. Whatever the Spirit is moving you to do, you have to learn. Get in touch with your inner self, your intuition. I'm still learning. But I'm not going to just say, well, you know what? I'm going to stay in the books, but I'm not going to move. When the Spirit tells you to move, you better move. You better walk. Because the Spirit will make you talk. Even if you don't want to do it, it could be 4 o'clock in the morning and the Spirit say, hey, good, get up. That dream you just had, I need you to pass it on to the masses. Because it's somebody that need to hear it. What you think ain't a prophecy is. And I need you to tell the masses. Because somebody need to hear it. It's not all about oracle cards and telling you what your day gonna be like and how you can get through this and that. It's not all about that. If you pray and you're talking to your spirit team, and you may discover that you're a reader yourself. You may discover that you're a prophet, you're a seer, you're a healer. This is what this is about, self-discovery and self-authenticity. I'm spitting fire right now. Because through fire comes purification. And we need that in our lives. Because out of that, we raise up phoenixes. It's time for you to fly, peeps. It's time for y'all to fly, to heal, to build on those dreams and those seeds that you planted. Because we got some legends in this energy. We have some people about to set foundations of generational wealth for their family. If only you believe in you. If only you believe in these gifts and not be like, oh man, maybe that's a trick of my mind. Maybe this ain't what it is. But you know what? When you talk to others who are within your tribe, who are of the collective mind, you will find that these things that you're experiencing is from God. And there's something that you need to do. Okay? There's something that you need to get through. Okay? I'm going to split the middle of this deck. See what comes up. God is giving you divine power. You're not alone. Okay? Y'all ain't alone. Not only do you have your peeps, your spirit team, the collective out here, but God is giving you power beyond what is normal. You got to believe that. I'm doing this with one hand, so y'all bear with me. I don't have no tripod up in here. All right? I'm going to flip to the back. You may be concerned. You may be living in fear, okay, of what people are going to think. You may be worried that people are going to come against you if you deliver that message. Now, follow your intuition, because Spirit will tell you if you're having a dream or some type of revelation or some type of vision, whether or not you should go online and say that, okay? So use discernment and develop a very, very close understanding of yourself and your intuition. Because if you do put a message out and you're afraid, remember, Source will destroy anything that come up against you. Y'all don't know how divinely protected y'all are. But when you believe in that, you start to see it. Okay? And part of it is putting aside any self-perception of yourself. Anything that you don't accept about yourself. You need to accept that. You know why? Because God already accepts it. He chose you to be on his team. So you got to get past those little insecurities you may have, or big insecurities, because they don't mean a thing. Okay? What's important is the message. Like I told y'all before, it took a lot for me to get on camera, but I'm here. And I try to give y'all a message every day, despite the fact that I work, despite the fact that I'm a wife, despite the fact that I'm a mother, a caregiver. I'm here because I support my tribe. I love my tribe. And this is what we need to embody, what we need to imbibe in our life, because it's the only way that we're going to get by. Through all this strife, the enemies try to throw out and try to make you think that you're crazy when you're not, and putting you into a box that you don't belong in because you understand what other men don't. That was God's giving you authority, putting you in a seat of authority to be that teacher while you're the student, and to stand on a message that He is sending through you. Whatever way you choose to do it, just do it. Ain't no way to it but to do it. We don't give a flying F if the hooded are watching. And those that know, know. I'm not going to even go into this right now because it's a bit heavy for the people who don't know. But I do have stuff on another channel that goes more in depth into this type of stuff, okay? I'm not going to go into it here. But Spirit is saying that He needs the true speakers to stand up and shout and talk and just put it out. Put it out there. Because you don't know who you're going to touch. It could be somebody on the brink because they're going through so many things, okay? They're going through so many things and they think they're alone. You're not alone. We're here. Spirit is here. Some of you have been saying you're feeling out of touch with your spirit team. But it's not them. You've allowed some type of block to come into your life. You're becoming involved in too much of trying to figure things out for yourself when you need to let go and let God. That's faith. That's faith. And if you like faith, how can you move in stealth? How can you move? You gotta have faith. God has unlocked DNA within the tribe of Judah. Okay? We were always going to come back as God's children in power. But y'all remember, it's out of all nation, tribe, and tongue, because the enemy will try to keep us in that mindset of, how can I put it? Of where we don't want to integrate with other people. And you got to be careful, because then you're thinking too much of yourself. And being haughty is not part of having a God conscience. Because that's not what God embodies. Humility. Humility and acceptance. Let's see if I can shuffle this. Way shower. Yes, there's way showers within this group. Seem like everybody's trying to call me when I'm in the middle of doing a video. Okay, y'all are way showers.
Because that has no power over you. That it really doesn't, unless you're going to give it power. Right? So believe that
I don't know where that came from.
Everything that you desire, Spirit is actually connecting you to it. Now, this is also about you stepping out of your comfort zone. to explore, be curious, and discover. There are many pathways that are opening up for you.